Hello again. You've been seeing a lot of me lately, and actually I'm kind of sorry about that. But I did want to take another chance to kind of give an update on what's going on this week, separate from what's going on with the missions funding. First of all, I want to talk about the commitments. I've been talking about you guys and kind of riding you about getting your commitments in. Stuart and I are going to take the commitments page offline this morning. The commitments that you put in will stay in there. He's got them in the database. But when we're trying to switch these things from others to actual FM churches and to get things cleaned up, the system it's just not robust enough, and it's not working smoothly. So he has actually got a new program just about finished, and they're going to do testing tomorrow. We're going to take the current commitments page offline. But then we'll put it back up by the end of business tomorrow, which is Wednesday night here in Indy, so that then you can jump back on and try to get your commitments where they need to be. Sorry about that, but hopefully when we're done we'll have a much better product and easier for you guys to use and easier for the churches and conferences to interact with as well. The fourth quarter funding, I wanted to share a little bit more detail about what we're doing with that. We are sending just the October and November, so 2/3 of the fourth quarter appropriation here on October 1st. So Greg's getting that ready, and we're going to do that across the board. Now, one of the problems that we have is some of the ministries, some of the missionaries, and some of the country shares have been fully funded or will be fully funded with designated giving. That causes a problem for us. So, for example, if Max and Kristen have people who have designated to Max and Kristen enough money to pay all of their ministry and field expenses, it is not a good idea for us to say, okay, well, we're going to short them 1/12 of their expenses, even though money has come in designated for that. It's one thing for us to say oversubscriptions can be used for similar purposes. In other words, the amount over what Max and Kristen need can go to another missionary. But to say, okay, we're going to cut their expenses and use that for another missionary, I think that causes us a problem. So one of the things that Greg and I are planning on doing is on just before December 1st, which is when you would need that fourth quarter appropriation, we'll be looking to see if there are any ministries that are fully funded. I don't have a lot of hopes for that because there may be some that are fully committed, but most ministries won't be fully funded until they get the money that comes in December, which usually includes the November amounts coming through the conference and the December amounts that usually come in January. So most ministries will not be fully funded until they get those last payments in from the conferences. However, we will look at them, and if there are ministries that are fully funded, we'll get that final third out either December 1st, and maybe we'll look at it again January 1st. Communication of this plan today going out is the Missions Today for September, which does describe exactly where we are with the funding. The Missions Today goes out to the conference leadership, that's the superintendent, the conference mobilizer, the conference treasurers, as well as if we have any conference missions committee members that we know of. It also goes out to the pastors, and if we have a local mobilizer in a church or local committee members, if we have them in our database. Currently the database is about 1,200 people across the denomination. Where we'll be describing this issue, we've also included where they can go in and view the video that we sent to you on Friday. What we actually said to you guys as the missionaries. So the church will know this. We've already started getting emails from people who've seen the video, even though we haven't released it to them. But they're getting it through missionary contacts or through contacts inside the building here. So we will be communicating this, and we will be working monthly with the conference leaderships. We're already seeing some stirring in the church to see if there can just be some revitalization for missions funding for these last 3 months of the year. So I'm sure you have other questions. If you have some questions you'd like me to answer in the next a weekly update next week, go ahead and email them to me, and we'll keep trying to get your questions answered. And I know we're all praying, and let's work together and see what God can do. Have a good week.